Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I thought we would do a color challenge using a color palette from one of my own photos. And these are just some that I made up a couple years ago, of little postcards from Moo for myself, because it's kind of fun to have color palettes made up from your own photos. And so my color preferences in photography are usually lovely and muted and not nearly as bright as I might do, coming out of a color cube. And so it's always kind of fun to revisit these and see what could we come up with for a color palette with your photos. And I do teach you how to make those in Skillshare, making your own color palettes from your photos. And I think in that class I may give you all these as a PDF. They're in one of those classes. So I thought that I would use the Kisso colors because, I don't know, all of a sudden I'm obsessed with them. They're a little different than the Kuretake ones. They're a little more transparent and they're just lovely. And I've kind of played a tiny bit with the colors to try to pick the right colors there. So what I've ended up picking is number 26, number 50, 23, 75, and 48. And they don't put the names on it. They're in Japanese. But I thought this is what I'd work with on this watercolor page over here. And I don't know, let's just see what we can create. I'm thinking maybe some organic shapes and mark making, just kind of having some fun. I like doing these with my Princeton Neptune oval wash, but I also have a Princeton Neptune round here that I might use. So I'm just thinking organic shapes, maybe a circle one with some different mark making when we're done. I just feel like exploring and working with a color palette that I've not painted with before, and I think it's rather beautiful. So I'm kind of thinking just some shapes and maybe mixing. And this is in my handmade watercolor journal, my handmade art journal that we've been working in. We're getting pretty far along in it too. I've got, if we look on this back side, we've got some good things that we've covered like 3/4 of it, so we're getting pretty far along. I love that we're getting further in some of these books. One day we'll do a full flip through when we finally finish them. That'll be exciting. Okay, so I love this green. It's like a green gold and maybe just a tad less bright than the green gold, but look how lovely it is. So these don't spread into each other kind of like I was hoping they would, but they really don't do that like I was hoping, which is kind of interesting. Just observing as we're going, because part of why I do a lot of these is to discover and learn new things. So unless it's like right up on it, they're really not spreading into each other as I might have hoped they would. And I'm not doing anything specific here other than just playing and experimenting and just kind of seeing where we can go. I am looking and judging a little bit the colors to see like where do I want these individual colors to go. I am judging that a little bit and just giving them a little bit of experimenting here. because I kind of like that hot pink like as a little pop, but I didn't necessarily want it to be the whole thing, so that's pretty cool. And I do like this kind of burgundy color that's going there. And I like that it's very organic and we're not going anywhere specific. Like there's no specific design in mind. And then as we come back on top and maybe mark make, that'll be super fun. I mean, I'm almost even thinking now, maybe some fun mark making in here before I stop to let this dry. Okay, the hot pink as a little splash in there is fun. So I think I will let this dry for a moment and let it kind of do its thing. I'm not going to dry it with a heat gun. I'm just going to walk away for a few minutes and let it do its thing and see. I can see these have some granulating colors in them too, like this brown and this green are really granulating. So that's kind of interesting. So let's let this sit for a moment and then I'll be right back. All right, this is mostly dry. We'll say it's just about completely dry. And I'm kind of thinking that I might want to use maybe my black Sumi ink to do some mark making, because just kind of thinking I might like that. So I'm just gonna dip it in, kind of make sure that I don't have too much going so that I end up with a big splat. And then we'll give this a little go. And I'm just thinking some mark making, maybe some extra lines, maybe some extra color in here. I'm just gonna kind of give it a go and just see where we can end up just by experimenting. And I almost kind of want that to be an even finer line. Maybe I should have used some like Pigma pens to get it even finer than that, but we'll just play. This is my Kakamori brass nib there from the St. Louis Art Supply that I like to play with. I'm just experimenting. I think I'll play with some different pens just because. So I do go ahead and wash that out in my water, just kind of letting it do its thing and cleaning it off so that I don't have anything stuck up in those nibs. But you could play with different size pens and stuff. I've got some different pens that I've put away, but these are Prismacolor fine line markers. You know, I've got all kinds of markers, but kind of thinking that it might be fun to play with some finer tips. Got a couple that I had seen, another YouTuber did a whole bunch of tests on their different pens, and this was their favorite, and this 4 pigment liner Staedtler set was their favorite for writing and sketching and drawing. And so I was like, oh, those are fun, maybe I'll add those to my collections, and then, you know, have something to play with when I want to do some different mark making and stuff. So yeah, just kind of fun to experiment with what other people's favorites are. Let's see. That was wet. Get out my paint stir stick. Maybe do some fine marks and stuff around another one here. This is just from the paint store, and I just rest my hand on it instead of on my paper so that if something is wet, I've lifted myself off of the paper because I'm kind of holding it up on this other side. It's a nice inexpensive way to kind of do a hand rest. I've got one of those clear things that sits across too, but I just never even think of it. My paint stick lives on my desk here, so it's convenient. So I grab it instead. Okay, so that's kind of fun. I actually like that little bit of a detail. So I'm just going to do some fun mark making and play here. I'm just pulling out different acrylic markers. That was the Tule Art, like a brown. And then I have the Arctics markers here. And then I've got this real pretty Copic Acrea in the gold. And I thought, ooh, maybe some gold we can add in here now. Maybe a little bit of gold. And this gold is really pretty. So, you know, a lot of people catch the older videos and wonder where I get the zig marker from that we now know is all gone. This is a really pretty shiny gold and a nice variation on that zig. So if you've always wanted that zig and you hadn't been able to get it, this would be my next recommendation for that, because that's a really pretty shimmery gold that this creates. And so it's a nice choice for if you can't get the other one. Kind of thinking maybe a little gold splatter, and then I might be there. It's just fun to sample out your supplies, just like with a bunch of the other things that we sample. This is my Kuretake Gold Mica ink, of course. But yeah, things like this are really fun for, maybe I should have got that brush wet, for sampling all your stuff, all your materials and all. Ooh, yes. There we go. That's what I wanted. I mean, I think samplers are my most favorite thing to create. Let's do a little out here. Just because it gives you a chance to use everything that you've got and just play. Pick out the right colors and then go for it. Okay, I think I'm there. Look Look how pretty this is today. I like some of these random organic pieces. I think it looks fine with the colored paper I've got here, the handmade paper I've got on the side. And I just played with the watercolor and that acrylic gold and some black ink and a little bit of tempera stick there for some mark making, a little bit of a fine liner to get some real fine points in there, and the Kisso watercolors in our color palette inspired by my photography. Look how pretty that is. I need to get out mine more often because they really do represent like the colors that I tend to gravitate towards, whereas when I pick something from the color cube, those are color palettes that I would tend to not normally pick for myself, and I'm trying to experiment and move a little bit further past what I'd normally use. But these, from my own photography, right up my alley. So I hope you enjoyed painting with me today. Look at how beautiful that gold in there shines. So definitely look at the Copic Acrylic Gold if you are wanting a really pretty gold that gives you a fine line and looks just as pretty to me as the Kuretake Zig and the Kuretake Gold that I love so much. All right, so I will see you guys next time.